Got a quick video for you today on a nice recipe that I just was toying with. It's actually a oatmeal that is like a jelly-filled donut. So if you're somebody like me, donuts are one of my favorite junk foods, but obviously they're really high in fat, really high in calories, and don't really fit into a healthy diet super well. So I've found this recipe. It was actually on Flexible Dieting Lifestyles, and it's kind of a version of his protein Pop-Tart oatmeal recipe, but I kind of tweaked it a little bit just to make it a little bit different. And yeah, so go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the video.
Alright, so first thing you're going to need is a bowl. I have kind of it's a thinner, it's not as deep bowl, but it's pretty wide, and I like it a little bit better for this recipe for a reason you'll see when we're getting the finishing touches on it. We're going to need oats. I'm using quick oats. We're going to use about a cup. Some plain Greek yogurt, sugar-free syrup, a little bit of honey, 2 sweetener packets, and some sugar-free jam, jelly, whatever you got. I'm using red raspberry to make it kind of like a raspberry jelly-filled donut. Whatever flavor you want to do, go for it, but I like this one because it makes it really taste like a jelly-filled donut. So the first thing we're going to do is put a cup of oats in the bowl. Obviously, if you don't want a full cup and you're trying to not have as many calories, feel free to use less, but I like using a cup. It's a good amount for me. Next, what we're going to do is get a little bit of water. So I don't really measure, I just kind of eyeball and try to get the water a little bit above the oats. Right about there, looks good. So as you can see, there's it's a little bit above the oats. I'm actually going to add a little bit more here. So let's do it. Good. All right, and then we're going to pop this bad boy in the microwave for 2 minutes. Alright, so you can see there's still a little liquidy here. We're going to do a thing called double cooking, which kind of gives the oats a little more volume. Basically, we're going to stir it around just a bit, and then we're going to toss it back in the microwave for another minute. Alright, so just finished the second cook with the oats, and they've thickened up quite a bit. I'm actually going to add just a tiny touch of water here, just to make it a little bit more. Alright, that's perfect. So I'm just going to kind of work this around a little bit, and then we're going to add our first little fixins. First thing we're going to add in, tiny bit of sugar-free syrup, little bit of honey, and one of our sweetener packs. Toss that guy right in there. And we'll just mix this all up and catch you in a second. Alright, so we just finished mixing this up. It's pretty darn thick, as you can see already. And this is actually pretty good. You could probably eat this right now. It's just a nice semi-sweetened oatmeal, but we're actually going to toss it in the fridge overnight, and it's going to really thicken it up even more so than it already is. Alright, so we just finished the actual oatmeal portion of it. Now we're going to make the glaze, quote unquote, that'll go on the top of our oatmeal once it's finished overnight. So this recipe is actually really simple for the glaze. All we're going to use is about a 1/4 cup of some of that Greek yogurt, a little bit more of that sugar-free syrup, and we're going to do another sweetener packet. Go ahead and put that right on it. And we're just going to add a little tiny bit of water. Really don't put too much in this. You still want it to be pretty thick. and then we'll go ahead and mix all that around. I just stirred it up. It tastes pretty good. I'm gonna add a little more sugar-free syrup, but this is about the consistency you want. We'll just add that there. All right, so I'm gonna mix this up one more time, and then what we're actually gonna do with this is toss it in the fridge as well, because it's gonna give it a nice thick consistency, just like the oats. So we'll go ahead and toss that into the fridge, and we'll see y'all tomorrow when the oatmeal and the icing is all done.
Alright guys, so it's the next day. I just pulled the oatmeal and the Greek yogurt topping mix out of the fridge. It's looking nice and thick, so we'll go check on that real quick.
Alright, so as you can see here, the oatmeal thickened up quite a bit. Yeah, it's looking really good now. So that'll be great for molding our oatmeal donut thing. And then as you can see, the Greek yogurt is actually looking really good too. Nice and sweet mix. So next what we're gonna need is that sugar-free raspberry jam, and of course a little more sugar-free syrup, and let's get it into it. So I didn't really measure it for certain, but you're just going to take a very large heaping tablespoon of this stuff, realistically probably like 2 to 3 actual tablespoons if you measured it. And then after that, I'm going to take a little bit of our syrup, toss that in there. And then that's going to give it a little bit more sweetness and also make it a little more liquidy. Okay, so as you can see here, it's kind of a nice semi-liquidy consistency. Still pretty solid though, and that's exactly what we need. So next what we're going to do is we're actually going to spread apart the oatmeal in the middle to the sides of the wall. So then we can kind of put our jelly filling for our jelly filled donut in the middle. So I'm going to do that really quick and show you what it looks like when we're finished. So as we can see here, that turned out perfect. I made a nice little bowl of the oatmeal, and then what you need to do next is actually spread around this inside the little bowl, so then it kind of goes to the edges and gives you a lot more distance on that jelly filling, so then you almost get it in every single bite. Then after this, what we're going to do is fold it over fold over the sides, kind of like this, and I'm going to do that all the way around, and we'll catch you in a second. Alright, so as you can see, I packed that all into the center. Now the last thing we need to do is just toss our yogurt mixture on the top to finish our jelly-filled donut. And there we go, got that Greek yogurt mix on top. Now we're just going to toss it back into the fridge for a little bit to make it all harden up, and we'll catch you in about an hour or so for the finished product. Alright, so I just put the rest of this in there for about an hour and a half or so. So this is the finished product. Take a nice little scoop into here. Ooh, look at that. So nice and perfect. It's like a nice jelly-filled donut on the inside. I'm going to enjoy this. Thank you all for clicking on the video and watching this quick little recipe. I'm going to put the macronutrient info down below. Give this recipe a shot, and we'll see you in that next video. Bye.